Don't fight the ball. Let the club do some of the work. I said a moment ago that a #1 iron was a very difficult club to use. It is so because it has very little loft.
When my grandfather started making clubs, he had some very definite opinions about the design of golf clubs. He believed that a golf club had to be playable to the average player. That's why he did so much sole-weighted technology, and it was very much ahead of its time, and he was the driving force behind it.
Jesse Ortiz is the undisputed leader in golf club design. In the 90s, Jesse crafted the tri-metals, which became the most popular fairway woods in golf. Now, almost a decade in the making, it's Jesse's Bobby Jones hybrids that have taken the golf world by storm.
Club making is my life. I grew up in it. It was a family business. I was given the gift from my dad to make clubs that are very unique, very innovative, and perform at the top level.
A lot of people ask me, well, you know, Jesse, how do you compete against the big guys? How do you compete against the big manufacturers with their big R&D budgets? And I tell them it takes a lot of experience, it takes a lot of determination, it takes a lot of imagination. And I got a little bit of each of those things. I create designs that last for years. I won't come out with a new model unless I believe it is significantly better than what I have.
I want you to really understand that weight is an enemy in 3 key areas on a club head. The hosel, the face, or the front wall as I call it, and the crown. You want the weight down low so that the ball goes high and lands soft, particularly if you're talking about shots out of trouble that you need to get 175 to about 220 yards. What I did is I have a very thin, short hosel, unlike the iron-like barrel hosels that the other hybrids have on the market. I saved 20 grams right here. You don't want weight on the front wall of the club. You want to take weight away from the face and put it to the sole. Unlike the other hybrids on the market that are all cast, I use a miraging steel crown, forged to the thickness of 1/3 of a millimeter. This crown weighs the same as graphite, about 10 grams. So by taking weight away from the hosel, the face, and the crown, I can transfer all that weight down low to the sole and to the rear of the club. That gives you a much higher trajectory and lands the ball much softer than the other hybrids on the market.
I love this club. Play golf a lot. We bet. This club has paid for itself more than once.
I'm not a great golfer, but this really has improved me, and my handicap's coming down because of it.
I could hit it out of the rough, easy to hit on downhill lies.
Oh my. It doesn't make any sense to be using a club with a thick barrel hosel, a flat sole, straight leading edge, because that's going to grab in the rough. The heel or toe are going to grab, it's going to twist, you're going to hit these worm burners that hook or slice off in the distance. What you need is a club that's very versatile. You want a club that you can hit out of all kinds of lies, not just because it hits great off the fairway or it hits great at the driving range. You need a club that you can play with throughout the round. So if you have a club that has a very contoured sole, what that does is it minimizes the turf drag. It allows the club to be centered right in the middle of the sole plate, and because there's no place for the toe or heel to drag, you make much better contact with the ball.
Bobby Cole is a top teaching pro at Jim McLean's golf school at Doral. He was the youngest golfer ever to win the British Amateur.
So I find myself on a side hill here in this very thick Bermuda rough. And I've chosen to use a 30-degree Bobby Jones hybrid. Now this club is very good for these sort of shots. Normally I would, from this sort of lie, be looking at a 7 or 8 iron just to get it out down the fairway. But with this golf club I can hit it a lot further, and it's a lot easier to hit out of the rough. And that ball comes out of there so easily with this golf club. One of the reasons is this rounded sole. Most hybrids have a fairly flat sole, and when you're on a side hill lie like this, the heel will hit first. And I've seen a lot of really good players actually hook the ball off this lie, but with this golf club you're not going to get that.
Golfers all over the world discovered the Bobby Jones hybrids. Golf Magazine declared the Bobby Jones hybrid the winner for its looks and performance from the rough, for its feel and playability in chipping, and for its play from the fairway. Golf Digest called the Bobby Jones Hybrids the performance winner. We'll show you why America's top testing center calls the Bobby Jones Hybrids the best of the best.
Here's the situation. I'm faced with a downhill chip coming out of the rough to a very fast green. That's where the Bobby Jones Hybrid comes into play. It makes this shot a lot easier. You move your left foot and hands forward. Now your club is following the terrain. You're just going to feed it. Take the club back and just tap it and feed the ball down towards the hole. And you know something? That shot just became a lot easier. I've been with you for so many years. We've been together and we've seen all come and go, but this is your finest.